From the center of the galaxy, this here is ForceCenter, show about Star Wars pop culture and the ultimate adventure, life itself. I'm Ken Napzok, and I'm sorry, but you're stuck with me today. Joseph traveling for the holidays, getting a much-needed vacation. Jennifer as well, so Joseph Scrimshaw, Jennifer Linda, send their regards, but you have me, Ken Napzok, hanging out with you here. And we have a live and robust chat already. Gaz Nottingham checking in, Detective Michael McCarcel, not really detective, long story. Yarnstead, Hodgka, Brett Bum standing by, Yarnstead, regulars checking in. Also, we have calls coming in today. That is right. This is our college show, ForceCenter. Now, we're going to be looking ahead to 2026, but from your point of view. Joseph and I had a chance to kind of share our thoughts and hopes, dreams, predictions for 2026, the year in Star Wars that we're now in, but I want to hear from you. It's our callback, our talkback show, whatever you want to call it. We get to hear your voice. How do you call in? Become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/ForceCenter. Get in. The link is up there. And jump right on into the program, okay? I said program. My Chihuahua is whining. I can't figure out my Chihuahua today. Franny. All right. I'm going to, hold on, everybody. Live on air. Come here, Franny. Come here. No, come here. Oh, come here. All right. There we go. She's been whining all day. Let's see if Franny is a good co-host for a little bit. Franny, you going to be okay? You going to be okay? You going to be okay? Okay. Nervous kisses. Franny, I think, is done with the rain. I think Franny has had, for the audio listeners, you can hear that tongue. She is done with the rain. It's been raining in Southern California. And I think she's had her fill. We can't go play outside as much. We did get a walk in this morning, but I think she's a little fed up, and she's a little stir crazy. Yeah, Daddy's got to do a show. Okay, you gonna be okay? No? Okay. All right. There we go. Let's try that. All righty. All right. So check it in here, catching up. Calls are lined up. We got Dan, we got Eli, we got Brennan. Shout out to Star Wars author Madeline Rue in chat. Madeline Rue's here, everybody. She has got a great book. We talked about it. It's part of our expectations, our wonderful, high, hopeful expectations for 2026 is her book about Leia, Rey, kind of post Last Jedi into Rise of Skywalker. I'm so excited for that, and a perfect person to write it. So everyone, say hi to Madeline Rue. Follow her if you haven't already on all the appropriate things. I've talked often here on ForceCenter about crying, tears in my eyes with Madeline's short story, Eclipse, in the first From a Certain Point of View book. Absolutely one of my favorite pieces of Star Wars writing, and honored to call her a friend. Ethan says, to new audio listeners, not knowing Franny's a dog, what are they? Hear that dog? Yeah, all right. She finally settled down. Poor little dog. It's just me and Franny now, and she loves her daddy. Has a T-shirt to prove it, but I think she's getting a little tired of just me going into a studio to record all day. So there you go. Yeah, Orlando's right. Great story that Madeline wrote from a certain point of view, and there you go. Yarnstead said one pre-order coming in here. To the channel. All right, so let's go ahead and take some calls. Again, tonight, today, whatever time you're watching us at, it is about your hopes for Star Wars in 2026. Joseph and I did our breakdown of 2025, which was a busier year than we thought, including the end of Skeleton Crew, the excellent Andor Season 2, Skeleton Crew being one of my favorite Star Wars projects, the writing, a lot of great books, comics, year in video games. It was a more robust year than I think we thought. And I think everyone's looking towards 2027 with Star Wars Starfighter. But let's not overlook 2026. Star Wars returning to the theater, Mandalorian Grogu. Great books. Madeline Rue and other great Star Wars authors. Got some great books and comics on the way, including that Maul prequel mini-series leads, we think, into Maul Shadow Lord. Ahsoka Season 2, perhaps at some point. A lot of great things coming. Also, a great video game. We hope. We have our high hopes and expectations for Galactic Racer, because we all want to race some pods around here. So let's take our first call here from one of our favorites. He was the previous guest. It's been far too long since he was an official, Star Wars ranked guest, but Dan from The Food in My Beard is on the show today. Also, yeah, if you're, I should highlight, I'll switch to camera. If you're camera ready, have your camera on. If you don't want to have your camera going, or you're in a position where, we don't want to see your face, like Matty Gunner doing scandalous things in the UK, who knows? Let me know. So let me go ahead and bring the camera up here. Dan is here. How you doing, Dan?
What's up? What's up? Happy Friday. Glad to be here. I always wanted to call in, but always busy at the time.
Well, you're busy making great food, and people should be following The Food in My Beard on Instagram or TikTok or wherever you ply your wares, because you not only have some great just food videos out, you have great ideas that people should actually put into their kitchens. That's what I think.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, I prefer to try to do inspiration, give you ideas, give you thoughts, give you food ideas. But I also wanted to mention, I listened to that Eclipse chapter on an audio book on a road trip. And my wife, who she pops in and out on Star Wars here and there. So I was like, do you mind if I put on a few chapters? And that came on, and we were just locked in. To that, tears, everything.
It's the Matty story Eclipse is just, the from a certain point of view novel collections are always in this kind of weird canon adjacent kind of world. And I'm fine with that. But that is absolute fact to me. Those are their final moments. It's still heartbreaking. Yeah. But also it's heartbreaking, but also warm and loving. It's just wonderful. She struck a perfect chord. So that's why we're looking forward to her book coming out. But that's part of 2026. But Dan, what's on your mind for 2026 in Star Wars? What are your hopes?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this because I've learned so much from you all at ForceCenter of not putting too much hopes and just engage with what's brought to you. But I was thinking that between the Mandalorian movie and the Ahsoka season, I'm hoping that even though those are like nice standalone good stories, I'm hoping that we get a little bit more clarity of like what this era, the story of this era, because I personally think, and I may be delusional about this, but I think that a lot of people's complaints about Mando season 3 or Book of Boba Fett or Ahsoka season 1 really are that these are like setting up little breadcrumbs of the future. And nobody really knows where it's going. And, being a fan of the Clone Wars, like allows me to be like, okay, let's let them cook a little. We might be at like season 2 Clone Wars in terms of like the overarching story. And no one was that excited about Clone Wars at that time.
Correct.
We have all these amazing breadcrumbs. We have like the Hutt twins. We have like the side quest on Coruscant with the scientist. There's so many really cool ideas. And I think that these ideas are going to like form something. I hope that this year we kind of get a little more insight on where we're heading.
I love this. You're making me think of our buddy Alex Damon at Star Wars Explained just put out his kind of look back on the last 6 years of Star Wars, which he called Phase 2, but acknowledged. I'm not saying this is MCU Marvel stuff. I'm just saying it is that vibe, and he's correct. I think you had from 2012 to 2019, and then end of 2019 to where we are now. So I kind of include Mandalorian. Rise of Skywalker goes into the 12 to 19, and the Mandalorian 1 goes 19 to now. And it's not about a plan. It's not about that. It's not about all those kind of talking points. I know what you're meaning. You're just like, it's kind of excitement. We are potentially in not just a new era for marketing, New Republic era or whatever it might be, but the pieces are on the board. I think there's a thirst for some of this storytelling. I love Mandalorian season 3, but one of the big criticisms of it by its detractors were, hey, it's a little unfocused, and I don't think that's wrong. But I think what I enjoyed is it really just you were looking out into other parts of the galaxy that might lend itself to great storytelling. So I'm with you. I don't think do you hope it would be like an announcement or just kind of form naturally, or where do you want to go with that? What kind of shows or stories do you want to come out of that?
I mean, I think that they maybe thought they would have more time to like keep letting this unfold as it is. And I think the state of the industry and streaming and whatever else, they maybe realize like they need to tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
So I think not necessarily like an announcement, just like a little bit more of knowing kind of where the supposed Dave's movie is like culminating.
Right.
Like
Right.
I think a lot of these breadcrumbs are leading us to that, but they still are just kind of like on the playing field as opposed to like being concrete.
Yeah. Do you at a not worried about the business, not worried about any scoops or anything that we might know, don't know, or won't know, but do you have any hopes or desires for all that to kind of cascade into Dave's movie? Is that kind of where you'd want it to go? Does that lead to more another era? Where do you want it to go?
It's not. I'm willing to follow them wherever they're going. I just feel like this whole era in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens, I think there's like maybe like a plan. Not that there needs to be, but like it just for people to keep coming back, they need to kind of like know where it's going, I guess. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I think yes, I actually agree with that. I think it just in terms of it's again not about the negative conversations, which again I know that's not where you're coming from, but just like how it gets out there, like we forget about the bubble. There's people who are going to be like, what's Mandalorian and Grogu? Like, there's still a lot of people not subscribed to Disney Plus. It's still, which related to that, my buddy Ken Plume and I talk. You all know Ken Plume around these parts. Like he has this absolutely, I think it's a correct thought of air The Mandalorian on ABC. Whether people have cable or YouTube TV Live or Hulu, doesn't matter. Get it out. Lead that up movie. I think it's a great idea. Whether they'll do it or not, who knows? But it'll help kind of set the tone for what's coming. There you go. All right, my final question for you: what hand snacks am I gonna, sneak into a movie theater for Mandalorian Grogu?
Well, I think you have to bring some little macaroons, right?
There you go. How would you spruce up macaroons? Where I'm putting you on the spot as a comfort food chef. Where do you go?
What's the weird alcohol that they make on the Mando?
There's a couple.
Spatchka or something like that.
Oh yeah, the spatchka.
Spatchka, yeah. Maybe I'd make like a spatchka jelly to put in between.
Ooh. See? All right, get on it. There you go, everyone. You all should be following Dan at the Food in My Beard, Instagram, TikTok. Do you have a preferred platform?
Yeah, probably Instagram right now. It's just
there you go.
What works, but yeah, thank you for having me, and it's good to catch up.
As always, we'll get you on properly again. But thanks for calling in, buddy.
See you.
All right, Dan, check it in. Got David, Channel 19 says, I think what we need is a load of podcasters coming out of Skywalker Ranch with a load of manila folders with the plan written on them there. I love that. Eli Ochifed says, I had to Google this, but they actually did air Chapter 1 at ABC in anticipation of Season 3. Yeah, and I think more of that. Absolutely think more of that. Generous super chat coming in from Brian Tiller, lead singer of the band The Moonagers. Check out The Moonagers' work wherever you get your music. New song out this year, late in the year, called End of the Road. Happy New Year, ForceCenter, no questions. Just cheers from the wonderful Brian Tiller. Let's keep the calls going here. We got Brett and Mystical Mar. We got Eli. We got Matty. We got Jedi James. If you want to call in, become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/ForceCenter. It's only there. It's not in the Discord. Get on in and call in. All right, he is camera ready. Brennan Mystical Mar is here. How you doing, Brennan?
Hello, Ken. Good to see you.
Good to see you as always, my friend. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
What do you want for 2026 in Star Wars?
I'm really looking forward to the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yes.
I was talking to our good friend Scotty J. Rowe a couple of months ago.
Okay. You say things like good friends, but I don't know if I can count Scotty as one of my good friends. I don't know. He's wild.
Ken's in denial, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, that's fair. That's true. What were you and Scotty talking about?
Well, I think all of us in the Star Wars community can agree that we absolutely love Andor.
Yep.
And Andor, I would argue, is maybe one of the greatest shows I've ever seen.
I could get behind that.
But Scotty and I were talking about how we kind of miss the fun.
Yeah.
Because Andor is anything but fun.
It's serious. It's poignant. It's at times dour, which is one of the reasons I do love it. But I know what you mean. Yeah. You're talking about that Star Wars whiz bang. Yeah, you want the Star Wars whiz bang adventure. Mandalorian Grogu promises that.
I'm looking forward to the whiz bang, the fun, And I think the thing that maybe some people don't quite understand is that something that's whiz bang and fun can be just as poignant.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's something that we've been talking about ForceCenter for 10 years now.
Because I'll bet you there's going to be some deep themes in this movie.
Of course. Yeah.
Even though it's going to have a lot of aliens and creatures and weird things.
Yeah. What?
Like all of Star Wars, it's going to have those layers of meaning.
What do you want to learn about Grogu in The Mandalorian and Grogu?
Well, I want to know where Keller and Beck took him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And whether or not it has anything to do with Jar Jar, I don't know.
I mean, I'm still hoping. That is my highest expectation.
I would love it. But,
yeah. Yeah.
I also want Grogu to find a sense of... Obviously, he's growing up. He's developing.
Yeah.
But a sense of what is his Jedi journey going to be? Is it going to be that he never trains with Luke or anything like that? Or is it that he finds his own Force path?
His own kind of way forward. What do you want? What do you hope for Grogu? This is about our hopes in 2026. What do you hope for him?
I don't necessarily need him to be a full-fledged Jedi.
Right.
But I think understanding how the Force... Like with Omega, you don't need to be a Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be able to connect with the Force even in an unconscious way.
I love that idea. Yeah, similar.
It's just the idea of what does that look like when it's not a Jedi Knight?
Right. I like that.
Which is something we haven't really seen yet.
Yeah, chance to do something a little different, slightly new with Grogu is what you're talking about.
But I mean, I'm looking forward to it for many, many reasons. And
yeah. All right, fine.
The big one being just the fun.
Absolutely. Final question to you, Brennan. What is one character other than Jar Jar, Keller, and Beck? What is one character or moment you're hoping to see in the film?
Oh, I mean, anything with Zeb.
Zeb, yeah.
And,
absolutely.
Also, I mean, I haven't really paid too much attention to the teaser because I just don't want to know more than I necessarily need to.
Right.
But seeing, well, I mean, obviously Sigourney Weaver. His screen time, I'll bet you already, is going to be limited.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm not setting myself up for any disappointment there.
Yeah, it'll be full of ideas and characters and moments.
I'm just excited to see what's going on with the Empire now that Gideon is gone.
Yeah, yeah. Who's picking up the shards and the remnants? Yeah.
What's going on?
Indeed. Brennan, I love what you're saying. The whiz bang, the fun. We'll be back and the poignancy behind it. Thank you, as always, for supporting us and being here with us in 2025. I'm glad you're here for 2026.
All right. Happy New Year, Ken.
Happy New Year. Brennan Mystical Mar, Star Wars Trivia Champion there. Let's keep the calls going here. We've got Jedi James calling in. We got Eli. We got Matty. If you want to call into the show, be a Patreon supporter. That sounds like a threat. Patreon.com/ForceCenter. There you go. Vulcan Nerd says, yeah, Paleon. We got some remnants. We got some shards. So in Shade says, no, I know. Speculate responsibly, but I sure want Jar Jar to be the friend on Naboo. I have honestly, and we'll get to Jedi James here. I've said it before, but I have to temper my hopes and expectations. I have to take my own ForceCenter medicine on the idea of Jar Jar being on the other end of Keller and Beck taking Grogu there, and there's tragedy behind it too. There's tragedy behind all of it because we know where Grogu ends up, but that doesn't necessarily mean from that point. That's not necessarily point A to point B of Grogu in season 1 of Mandalorian. A lot could happen. So I'm not saying bad things are gonna automatically happen to Kelleran or Jar Jar, but it's fun, but also it has perhaps some resonance there. And then, oh my gosh, Yarnstead brought a name that is, as anyone who's been listening to ForceCenter for a long time knows, this is one of my favorite names in Star Wars to bring up. Ray Sloan. Oh, man. Sometimes I just get disappointed thinking about the the lack of Ray Sloan storytelling after a certain time. Though she was in the Squadrons game that came out, right? So enjoyed that. She's big. She's big in Star Wars storytelling from 2015, 2016. So I want more Ray Sloan. I'm not done. I don't bang the drum all day on it anymore. Look, even Madeline Rue agrees. Star Wars author Matty Rue agrees. I got to get back up to Seattle so Matty and I can run around Seattle with chihuahuas. All right, let's take a call from Jedi James. Jedi James, you were calling in from the Jedi Council chambers there. Appreciate that. What's on your mind? What do you want for 2026 in Star Wars?
Oh, I'm so excited that 2026 is here. It's a new day, a new beginning. Can't wait to see what it brings. But yeah, there's there's so much coming, isn't there? We're getting a Star Wars movie in 2026, which I'm so excited about. That has Buff Rada the Hutt, yeah, and
Buff Rada.
And Gareth Zabarelli. Oh, who knows? God, maybe we'll be lucky and a puffer pig gives them hers.
Hey, wait, has there not been a live action puffer pig yet? Right?
Not that I remember. No.
Oh, there's got to be. That's how I want Dave's movie to open. If we get to the movie, the opening shot is just a puffer pig puffing around. Dedicated to 2014 me. Okay.
Very much so. But we've got that. We've got an anime Star Wars coming. We've got Ahsoka doing who knows what trippy stuff, and Gail Akbar and Grand Admiral Thrawn facing off. We've got a wonderful book about Rey and Leia coming. There's so much to be excited about. But I really hope for two things in 2026 that I'm excited for. And you and Joseph kind of touched on one of them. I just hope for some joy. Not that there isn't ever joy in Star Wars. Even in the darkest depths of social media, you can find joy. But with the new movie coming out, and with a whole bunch of things that one person or another is usually excited about, some people excited for Ahsoka, some people excited for a non-canon anime Star Wars, some people excited about this movie. I hope to see more of an overflow of there's potential here. What are we going to get again? And what could these new chapters of the Star Wars galaxy be? And dare I hope just not much fighting. I mean, that's probably wishful thinking, but just hopefully, if not, those voices are going to still be there, than just personally centering on the joy that can be found and the joy that can be gained from looking at each different branch and what people like in the Star Wars galaxy. That's one thing.
I think it's a big thing. It is something I think we've all asked for, but I think 10 years on, we all kind of needed it. And I think it sounds cheesy. It sounds like a bumper sticker on the Millennium Falcon, but like we can all be the joy that we want to see in the Star Wars fandom. And that's the ForceCenter ethos of engaging with what's presented to you and speculating responsibly, but also just allowing for other people's journeys with Star Wars. And if they, they don't connect with something, that's fine. But leading with our own joy, including for the serious stuff, including for the joy for Andor. There's a certain kind of joy for that show. Me and my joy for watching Jod Nanawood kind of hurt himself and those around him, and I take lessons from that. There's a joy in that connection to Star Wars, and I think that is. I was talking about this off air with some friends, and just the biggest thing of looking back to 2015. Obviously, things change. Obviously, the world changed, but it was not even, to me, it's not the joy of, oh, Star Wars is back and we don't know what's coming. That's a different kind of thing. But it was just the joy of the unbridled joy of the fandom. That still exists. It's still there. That's why I like your message. 2015 Anaheim was the special kind of joy experience, and it's still there. It was still there in London in 2023. It was still there in Japan, despite me not being there. Matty Gunner was a little depressed, but the joy was still there. So we can find it, and we can prop that joy up. So I love what you're saying, Jedi James.
Yes, very much so. The only other thing I'm hopeful for is not something that has been announced yet, but something that I hope keeps trickling out. Dare I hope more? And that's just, I hope we keep getting more news on Daisy Ridley and the new Jedi Order film bit by bit.
Yep.
Believe you me, I'm like uber excited for Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yep.
I am like uber excited for Starfighter. I cannot wait to see what that film has in store. But I am so excited for the potential of that film happening. I'm keeping my hopes up. And I just, even just hearing Daisy talk recently, just a few minor sentences, and I know it's irresponsible maybe sometimes to read into a couple sentences, but it just gave me hope that bit by bit it's working, and that hopefully we'll hear more as the year goes on, because I really want to see Ray back on the big screen again. I really do.
Yeah, more Ray storytelling. That's why a lot of us are excited for Madeline's book with Leia and Ray. That's why a lot of the fandom was thrilled in 2023 at the announcement, and us here at ForceCenter, perhaps just as much as anyone else. We just love the character of Ray. I'm with you. So we'll see. I don't think it. I don't think. I don't need Lucasfilm to do that clarification. I know what Dan was talking about earlier, different kind of side conversation. That I don't need another list. I don't need another graphic of timeline of movies. I just, let's get more information that this is happening, even if it's folded into the Kinberg or something. I just can't wait to see Daisy Ridley, who has grown, leaps and bounds as just a performer and a human being, and just to get to go back to this role that she was 22 when she first explored, to get to go back to it with a lot more experience into it, and infusing that into the character at that time. That is fertile ground for storytelling. So we're big fans of that idea here, and I appreciate you bringing it up.
Always, yeah, because contrary to some people's opinion, a lot of us actually want Ray back on the big screen, don't we?
Yeah. No, I'll be honest with you, just deleted some comments today. Just went through, was cleaning up some of the ForceCenter comments, which we ban quickly and proudly. Because we choose joy, and unless you're bringing some sort of thoughtful, empathetic discourse to the place, we have no room for it. And one of it was someone mocking Joseph and I for loving the character of Ray, and it's just like, got it, cool, good thing, chat room monkey, that's awesome. But like, there are so many Ray fans of many generations and ages. That character connected. Happy to have her back.
Yeah, I agree. I try to follow her lesson. All you want me to do is hate, but I won't. Not even you. It's very hard sometimes, but I try my
Absolutely.
best. Well,
absolutely.
I'm very excited for the many great things that 2026 will hopefully have in store, and Star Wars to keep giving hope over and over again.
There you go. I appreciate you calling in. Value your calls, Jedi James. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, Jedi James calling in here. We've got. Let me switch this here. Yeah, Brian Taylor points out Daisy's has a new movie out. Support Daisy. Yeah, go watch your Daisy Ridley out in the Star Wars wild. Yeah, Ethan's right. I've been deleting Ethan's comments left and right. Thank you, Ethan. Gaz says 46-year-old Ray and sequel fan here. It's possible. It's possible. All right, let us go to the UK here. Audio only, because he's probably, in some pub somewhere eating fish and chips. Matty Gunner, missing me. How are you doing, buddy?
You butt dial someone one time and they become a punch bag for the entire stream.
Look, man, I didn't even. I got to be honest. I got your message that said sorry. That was a butt dial, but I was too busy playing Fortnite. I don't think I even got the call.
That's fine.
Not that I would have picked up. I don't know. I don't want weird calls from UK numbers. I can't trust those.
That's fine. And the reason for the no cam is because we are currently in the studio and the Wi-Fi is terrible.
That's fair.
So
that's fair. What do you want from Star Wars in 2026, buddy?
I think it's kind of, well, there's only one thing for me really, and that's more Shadow Legend. I know it's a different name, but I've just started calling it that because I think it's funny.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had quite a bit with Maul and his development through Clone Wars, through Rebels. I'm going in with another experiment with this, like I did for the Acolyte. I'm going in completely blind. Maul is my favorite character, so I'm not watching any teasers, not watching any spots, not watching any interviews. The amount of times I've seen something with Sam Witwer and I've been like, oh, he's talking about it, I should watch it, and just pull away.
Turn it off.
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious to see how much further of the character of Maul can be developed, especially in the time frame that it's in, because this is the height of the Empire, and it's kind of like, is Maul going to become? I kind of like the idea of Maul becoming this character of he's using his own form of civil disobedience in being the head of Crimson Dawn to fight fascism.
I like it. Okay. Okay. I like that.
I
like
don't
that
know if
play.
that's the way that they're gonna go, but if
Yeah. I was
know.
I was gonna ask you. You're a fan of Maul. You're you know, I don't want to say, and it's being correct to say you're a fan of like villains in Star Wars, but you draw lessons from these kind of characters. I listened to you and PLD over there on Holy Snokes, and I know you value the themes discussions. What we know where Maul ends up. We know the Maul character always gonna, you know, push that rock up the mountain and then it falls back down on his face or legs. What do you want to learn from Maul in this character as a Maul fan? And you know, what not necessarily what do you want to happen in terms of plot, but just what's the value of it for you?
The value of it for me is this time he has like a dedicated apprentice. Obviously, he had Savage before, and he will go on to have Ezra as a kind of surrogate apprentice, not his actual apprentice, but kind of take him on, show him a little bit of the dark side, show him a little bit of, you know, you don't have to always do what the Jedi tell you to do. So it's kind of how does he get to that point where he's going from someone who is constantly alone to kind of a mentor figure to someone like that, to legally distinct, unnamed Twi'lek apprentice, because you know he's going to be causing her pain and torture her the way he was.
Well, what do you make of Maul? Because again, this is a character I love and love what they, you know, from me going during the Clone Wars era, going they brought Maul back and he's got spider legs. To some of my favorite moments are modern Maul, including his death in Rebels. One of my favorite things about him is just knowing that at the core is a character who was rejected, and including this idea of like the Jedi didn't come find me. I was force sensitive. In fact, I'm really good at this force thing, and you guys didn't find me. He was rejected. He was rejected from his mother. He was rejected from Palpatine. And then we find him, manipulating and touching the dark side to try to get to Ezra as he would do. But he's lonely and he wants connection, and that's so tragically sad. So now that he's got an apprentice, there's going to be great value in that character. What do you? This might be a little bit of plot predictions, but what do you want to have that apprentice to do or be around him? What's the painful lessons to pull from Maul trying to make a new friend?
Well, like you say, he's kind of got that Sisyphean tale of like he always gets to the top and then he comes crashing back down. What I would love to see is him like really get to the really almost get to the peak of the mountaintop. Like he's got this apprentice, he's running Crimson Dawn. Can he, maybe get close to Palpatine? Can he get close to the goal that he thought Palpatine had envisioned for himself and to alongside each other? Maybe he now gets in his head, okay, this is different. All the Jedi are gone. You said that we were going to take this together.
It was mine, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Now there's more seek to take that from Palpatine.
Yeah. No, I love it, man. I love it. I'm excited. Looking at the timeline of the series, and we're going to get into some criminal underworld stuff. Do you have hopes for? Obviously, I always have hope for Kira showing up. My grand hope is Emilia Clarke to slide back into that role at some point. But Kira, we have Dryden Voss, who's
I was going to say Dryden,
wonderfully intriguing character, right? Dryden Voss.
I need Dryden Voss, and I need Paul Bettany voicing. Paul Bettany, for those who don't know, A Knight's Tale is my favorite movie of all time. Paul Bettany, one of my absolute favorite actors.
I don't think I knew that about you, Matty. What is it? Is it the score? Is it the "We Will Rock You" with Knights?
No, it's the phrase "a man can change his stars." Like that's I've got it tattooed. It's the boy coming from nothing, and he has to fake it till he makes it. But into any creative industry, you have to fake it till you make it until it happens.
I love it. It's a movie with a great following. But going back to
Dryden, absolutely, and this is a complete theory. I've had this theory for a really long time that Dryden is a Mandalorian because the first light was a ship made on Kalevala, which is one of the Mandalorian moons. He's a really good fighter. You see him at the end of Clone Wars season 7, where he's got where Maul has the hologram of him as he's leaving Mandalore. So I'm kind of like, is Dryden a Mandalorian? Because he's only described as near human.
You want him to be like a foundling? Like you want him to go?
Yeah.
Well, did he hang out with the armorer?
Yeah, and like, what's his story? Was he like some kind of gutter rat?
Oh yeah. No, this is why I say, I don't. It's not like I need a Dryden Voss series, but I just like I think with what in this short amount of time we got to spend with him in Solo, and I know the whole Michael K. Williams and a different kind of character was going to be in that spot, but Bettany comes in and just. There's something just divine about the character, and I think it isn't about the outbursts and the rage. I think it is the offering of clawfish snacks. There's just something unsettling about that. So I want to know more about him. So, and this could be a series. Again, it's Maul, but Bad Batch goes into a lot of other things. The Clone Wars, it covers a lot of ground, a lot of characters. So we could do that in Star Wars animation.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm just curious to see how Maul.
There you go.
Puts up the fight against fascism. I know that being a crime lord, you can't really justify it. But if he's doing things like he's stealing from if he's having like Crimson Dawn steal from the Empire, he's technically doing. It's the thing with Maul. He's kind of doing the right thing, but he's an evil person.
I get where you're coming from. I think it'd be fascinating to see where it goes. And again, Bad Batch being one of the most overtly political Star Wars shows out there. Which is one of the reasons I love it so much. You could get into some of that. I would trust the show to get to that. But it's like Dooku, right? It's Dooku is a lesson in righteous indignation and disagreement with the structure around you festering and exploding out of you in the wrong ways and the wrong choices. So you could play with that with Maul. I like that idea. All right, Matty. Get back to recording music, okay?
I will do, mate.
All right.
And you. I want to hear some new Moon Ages stuff soon. But
we're good. Good try.
It's not enough. I need it quicker than that.
Yeah, we only released one song last year. That was on us. That was on me more than anything else. It takes me a while to write the lyrics. I have to get depressed enough. Thank you, Matty. Appreciate you, buddy.
See you later, mate.
All right. Yes. Check out End of the Road again. I'm just selling my own music here. There. We've got Eli, we've got Ethan, we've got about 20 minutes or so left in the show. So you can call in by becoming a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/ForceCenter. Any level will get you the link to call in on these Friday shows. Having a lot of fun doing them when we can. I think we'll be set up next week. There's a chance I might be going out of town, but we'll see. Joseph and Jennifer, we turn to relatively normal broadcasting soon. Joseph and I will be back Monday for the live news show. I think, Jennifer, I can't remember. No, maybe not. The holidays. We're just getting through the holidays, kids. Bear with us. You're stuck with me for now. Let's take a call from our good buddy, Eli. Eli, how you doing, man? There's your glasses. There's your face. There you are. What's on your mind? What do you want for 2026 in Star Wars? Oh, sorry. You're muted. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I know that sounds muted. There we go. Matt took a lot of my the good stuff of what I was going to say, but Maul Channel Lord is my most anticipated project for 2026.
Love it.
I almost said 5. Wow, the year's changing. But yeah, it's one of the things I'm most interested in for Maul Shadow Lord is a chance with the animated shows, even as the live action series have gotten shorter by comparison.
Mm-hmm.
The animated shows have still stayed pretty long. Bad Batch was, I believe, 16 episodes for the first 2 seasons and 15 episodes for the last season. I'm hoping for 16 episodes, maybe even more, for Maul Shadow Lord, although I'm not getting too ambitious for that, to get us to be able to really explore these characters, explore this time.
Mm-hmm.
See, oops, I read it again. Which we still know relatively little about. The Bad Batch did a good job of fleshing it out, but we still have a lot more to learn, especially about the criminal underworld section of it.
Absolutely.
I'm really excited for a nice long look at how Maul is shaping the criminal underworld. What he's doing, as Matty mentioned, with Crimson Dawn. What the other syndicates are doing, the Hutts, the Pikes, maybe. I might get a little too ambitious in hoping for Black Sun, but
Black Sun, right?
Yeah.
You want
Black Sun,
Zizor? You want Prince Zizor?
Yeah.
You want Zizor? Yeah.
He is canon.
He is. He's canon. Dash Rendar's technically canon. We don't need everything. Eli.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying Dash Rendar has to have
I'm
a full
kidding.
miniseries.
I don't want to dampen your joy. That's not what we do here. Okay?
No, I'm not like specifically a fan of Rendar. But I do like Black Sun a lot, and I was very disappointed they were
I do too.
excluded from Outlaws. But yeah, it's
Love it.
It's going to be really interesting, especially of course with Maul's Apprentice as well. I'm interested to see how they take that. And
Right.
you know, obviously we've never heard of her before, and so what does that mean for her implications in the universe? What, like, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
cut you off. No.
Tons of possibilities for Maul Shadow Lord.
I absolutely love the idea that we're getting an apprentice for Maul, because it is a new character, even if it's a character that's similar to characters in the past and all that kind of stuff. I get it, but that is always the joy of Star Wars shows, even more than movies sometimes, of you're coming for the lead character, you're buying the ticket for this character, but then someone else who you've never met shows up. And just like I get excited for new Star Wars stories, I get excited for new Star Wars characters. You know, the first time you meet Omega, you're like, oh, cool, clone. And she grows into something way more important to not only the story, but us as the fans. So this apprentice could be really intriguing character.
Yeah.
Well,
And also, I'm not sure. Like, I started hearing a lot of talk about this, especially after not only Maul Shadow Lord was announced, but after Tales of the Underworld came out.
Yeah.
What may or may not be done with a certain wandering former Night Sister, former bounty hunter, in this series, and her possible apprentice. What Asajj Ventress is going to be doing around this time will be really interesting. If she happens to run into Quinlan Voss, maybe. Although it seems like from her oath on Dathomir, she might not be able to do that. So
yeah, indeed. No, a lot of great stuff there. Excited for Maul Shadow Lord. Eli, thanks for calling in now, but also calling in all through 2025. We really appreciate you here. Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wait, hold on. I was gonna one more thing. I can't see. Are you dressed like a Naboo starfighter pilot?
Oh, it's actually a Rebel. It has a Rebel Alliance insignia on it.
Just from the collar, I was like, is he dressed up as Rick Ollier? Is he going to give us some exposition? The whole planet's a city. Love it. Thank you, Eli. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Right? Come on. Thank you, Orlando, for the super chat there. You know, from neck up, it looked like he was flying an N1. And I think that's a great idea. All right. Gaz says it's possible we'll see Maul fight an Inquisitor. He's broken Inquisitor lightsaber in Solo and Rebels. Yes, he does. I love little things like that. Little Easter eggs turned into story points. Could be a lot of fun. JMB, Vulcan Nerd, checking in. I'm on the same page as Ela. I like the length of the animated series. Let them flesh out the stories more. I agree with that. Part of the fun of that. Of animation kind of being its own little corner, even though we do want more of a spotlight on it there. So in Shade agrees. I think Eli would be excellent providing exposition. We got a call here from Ethan, and then start wrapping up. But if you want to call in, there's still time to get in here. Patreon.com/ForceCenter support. Get the link to call into the show. Madeline says, oh, yeah, also shout out to Mike Chen and his Outlaws prequel. Check it out if you enjoyed the game. Yeah, liked Chen's work with Anakin and Kenobi. As Joseph and I have said and been honest about it this year, we fell behind on a lot of books. So I have a growing list of Star Wars books to catch up on. I did enjoy so many parts of Outlaws and the characters, and Kay Vess is a great character. And, getting to play Sabak is still one of my favorite things in Star Wars. So love living inside that game. Let's take a call here from Ethan. You're on, buddy. Sorry, I should have warned you, but you got it. You got the headphones. You ready to go? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you, Ken?
I'm having a good Friday. You know what? I'll tell you, I'm going to go take myself out to IKEA for dinner. All right. I'm going to get some Swedish meatballs in the rain.
Yeah. Sounds great, man.
What do you want from Star Wars in 2026?
The thing I'm looking forward to the most in 2026 is taking my boys to go and see Mandalorian and Grogu in the
Love it.
theater. It's going to be fantastic. I might be putting some expectation on it. I need to put it, I need to probably keep them in check. But
so I'm going to guess they're obviously young enough to where this will kind of be the first Star Wars in a theater experience for them and you as a family.
It won't be their first.
Okay.
So they're 9 and 7. We went and saw Phantom Menace in the theater when it came back. Right. I took my older son to Jedi when it was in the theater. They've seen Star Wars on screen, but this will be the first one that they haven't seen already at home.
Right. Yeah. So that's unique and singular.
This is the first new Star Wars movie
that's awesome.
that they've seen. And I'm just, like I said, I probably have some like crazy expectations about, that experience, but I'm at least hoping it will dethrone Minecraft for a little while as an obsession.
Well,
at the very least.
We all enjoy yelling chicken jockey at the screen. Did you have to bring a live chicken in when you saw that in the theaters for your kids, or no? Did you avoid that?
You know what? I avoided seeing it in the theater altogether. My wife went with a friend with them, so.
Chicken jockey.
I hear it all the time at home, though.
What you're talking about is being echoed here in chat. I think I'm really happy you brought this up, Ethan. Brian Taylor says, Ethan, so awesome taking our kids to see new Star Wars in theaters. April says, me too. Mando Grogu would be my first new Star Wars in theaters. I might even get to see it with friends who got me into the franchise. Cannot wait. And I love that. I love April jumping on here in Star Wars in this era. What you're talking about, Ethan, is why we show up here every week on ForceCenter for now into our 11th year. It is not just the shows. We're not just here to review them. We're not just here to yell yay or nay. We're here to experience it. We're here to be part of this community. And yeah, I understand. I don't have any children. I guess I could put the expectations on my Chihuahua, but like, it's continuing something more than just a love of a movie. It is truly a lifestyle. And it is truly something that will enrich your life and has enriched your life and will continue to enrich yours. So I think it's right to be really excited about the experience because it is special. It really, truly is special. Going to see new Star Wars in a theater. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. But
what else is something you're looking forward to in terms of a show, movie, an idea, book, game?
Well, I am very much excited to try to read. Sorry, my wife just got home. She was looking in like, what's going on in there? Oh, so,
are you talking to your friends again? I told you to stay away from that weird Ken.
I know she has. She did. No, I'm kidding. No, but I am looking forward to that Leia and Rey book. I really am. And I'm not just saying that because we have a guest. I am saying, but when I first heard that it was happening, I was very excited. Mm-hmm. Because that is one of the things about Rise of Skywalker that I really enjoy is seeing Leia really come into the role as one of the Skywalker twins, that it's the twins. It's not just Luke. And I'm looking forward to seeing that more fleshed out in a way that unfortunately we weren't really able to in the film due to circumstances. And as well as they did with it, I'm looking forward to seeing it more.
No, I'm super excited, and yeah, the Madeline jokes were contractually obligated to say it because she's in here and she wrote the book and she's an old friend. But I can't think of a better match of author and topic for a book. The thing, we obviously are unabashed Rise of Skywalker fans here at ForceCenter, Joseph and I. Faults and all, and I get it. And some of it is the reality of the process behind making the film and what happened and the tragedy of losing Carrie Fisher, which I just think every day I look at the news cycle. Oh my God, I wish more than anything she was around just to handle some folks. But yeah, Rise of Skywalker paid off basically a 40+ year promise of no, there is another. And it's centered, though Leia's always been centered in the story. It's her rebellion, as George has said, for decades even, but to actually kind of get to this point where Rey needs both blades. It is the hero's blade of Luke and Anakin, but it's also the blade of Leia that helps in the end. And it's beautiful. And now because of, yeah, you're right, circumstances, tragic circumstances, we didn't get to spend as much time with Leia as we would have wanted. in episode 9, but to actually go back and dig into those two characters. We're talking a lot about Rey today, but let's not forget that general who is always going to be royalty to us. I think it's it's going to be great to get some more time with that character.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it, and again, expectations. Who knows? Maybe we can get a hint, but I would like to see some. We
don't want to get Madeline in trouble.
No,
she's going to come on ForceCenter to talk about the book. We've already chatted about that. I'll get her to drop by some other things, but I don't want her to get in trouble yet.
But I am hoping that we can see...
She says, it was low pressure. Low pressure telling the story of everyone's favorite princess.
But I am looking forward to see if, maybe there's some flashback stuff to things that Luke taught her that she wants to pass on. And, I'm looking forward to seeing what Leia would be passing on to Rey. Specifically.
Yeah.
And so that'll be really great.
Absolutely. Awesome. Ethan, I appreciate you as always, not just calling in here to ForceCenter, but being a part of the blathering community on my own YouTube channel. Absolutely appreciate you having you for a full year again. I'm glad you're around, buddy.
Glad to be around. Thanks, Ken.
All right. Go say hello to the family. Okay. Just say it's your strange internet friend and it's okay.
Yeah. Funny thing about that, I was actually, last time I called in to one of your shows, I can't remember which, I was waiting in the background and my son actually came in and was just like, oh, it's a show. What kind of show is it? I was like, it's just people talking. And he's like,
just
a therapy
crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy bearded man yelling on the internet. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
it's all good.
Anyway, thank you, Ethan. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, we are coming down to the end here. Thank you all for sharing your expectations for 2026. Caught a couple seconds left here, so we'll run through any comments there. Rad's checking in. Says, would love a show mirroring the game Star Wars Outlaws, battling through the underworld with a character caught between factions. Yeah, absolutely. I am thrilled for the Maul show. Thrilled for potentially characters we've yet to learn about, more about Dryden Voss, more from Kira, absolutely. But I still think that scoundrels and smugglers in the underworld is kind of that third category of Star Wars that we've talked about for years here. But it's like Jedi and the mystical, the rebellion, the soldiers, the war. And then, Han Solo kind of let us know that there's this other kind of world. And it's a kind of a dirty world we like rooting around in. And I hope we get more of that. David says, hey, maybe this May 4th we'll get Tales of the Outlaws. I hope so. I know they don't really say, hey, we're doing Tales of, and Dave's always busy, but Dave has said before, on some of those flights from the Burbank airport right near me up to Northern California, he just gets a little cocktail napkin out and jots down ideas or drawings, and a wonderful team brings everything to life. So I'm really hopeful that we get some more Tales of. All right, I think that's it. So here you go. Don't forget, go to Instagram. Go to Instagram and you follow my friend Madeline Rue, who's been I can't say lurking in chat. She's been having a lot of fun hanging out and dropping hints. There you go. There's your hint, Ethan. A winky emoticon. A winky emoji. She's dropping hints. There you go. April asks, Maul's show's going to set during the Empire time, running process with the air. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I forget the exact from the end of Clone Wars to Crimson Dawn, all that kind of stuff. There you go. Madeline says, thanks for the chat, my bookies. There you go. All right. Thank you all. We'll be back Monday live with the news, Joseph and I, and then we'll hang out with you some more. Appreciate you all. Thanks for hanging out here on ForceCenter now. Bye, my friends. Bye.